welcome to an episode of Coffee and Chat, which we haven't had in a while because I haven't had my coffee while I was home alone, so there we go. Well, today I was thinking, what can I talk about? All I can do right now is talk about my current experiences, which is writing my story, and that is one of the greatest things I've ever done. I cannot believe that I am now at 63,000 words. Yeah, it's actually complete, and well, not complete, but I've put everything I wanted to right now. So the thing that I'm doing right now is just rereading it and changing things. And I find that every time I reread it, there's all these mistakes that I find, and I'm just like, oh god. And my worst fear would be if I publish the book and then like I read it and like, oh shit, I made a mistake. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it edited. So, but still, I do find a lot of like crazy things, that mistakes and stuff. But one thing I've noticed is recently in the last just 3 or 4 weeks, I've been able to save a lot of money. Like, I think realized this like during these 2 weeks that I've been able to save $2,500, and it really is just comes down to not spending things on crazy little things every day, and saving every cent that I have. Well, I do eat sort of like Lucas food will be the greatest food, but myself, I tend to like eat cheaply these days. Like I'll get Lucas all his favorite foods, but for me, I kind of eat cheaply. Like sometimes, like when I used to go out, I'll spend maybe $15 on a meal, and for the past few weeks, sometimes I'll just get like a $5 sandwich or something. It doesn't taste that good, but I kind of just like hold it till I get home, and then I eat something bigger because it's much cheaper that way. And because of that, I've been spending a lot less even on food, and I haven't bought anything crazy. Like I haven't bought anything big except for a mug for quite a while, and I am just so shocked. The other day I looked and it's like, I think I can save up to like $400 or $500 per pay cycle for just not spending on stuff. And I'm just thinking, like, if I was able to do that over a period of time, I could save like $10,000 per year just by not buying dumb shit. And I just couldn't believe it. Like, before, I just never really had the motivation, but suddenly this, like, making this story has just really made me, like, feel very motivated at the moment. So I'm just in real shock about my own abilities, and I've always known that I'm the person that I can do something if I set my mind to it. I've always been like that. If I really want something done, I know I can do it, but it's really just the motivation. Like, it's like, how much do I want it is the question. And before, because I didn't really see any reason to save, I just didn't bother. But now that I done that, I'm like, wow, it's almost like I broke an addiction, because before I just went out and I felt really awkward and horrible if I don't spend anything. And now I feel like I'm able to enjoy just looking around and not feel like I have to buy things. It's really weird. It's like, I still like going out and do like shopping and stuff, and I still like looking at the same stores. I just don't feel like I need to buy something, which is really cool, because like God knows how much stuff there is in my house. So it's like, and now I'm actually thinking about what can I sell. So yeah, really exciting. Didn't think I would ever be able to do this, and it's only been like maybe 3 or 4 months since, like, during the day before, what I used to do is I would go to this store. It's a local Lego store where I pick out pieces for like projects and stuff. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, because I also got a lot of pieces for Lucas. He loves his Lego train, so it was really cool. But I decided to not go for a long time. Well, not for a while, because I want to save money. Because what I noticed, what I was doing was I was just wasting my whole day away. I didn't really have much time to do anything else. And it's crazy, like, when you think about it, the day just goes quickly, so quickly, without us even realizing. Like, I'm just doing my work on the computer, and then before I know it, it's like noon, and it's like half the day's already over. Think about like how much time we spend sleeping. We really don't have that much time in the day. I mean, like, when you think about it, it's like we wake up and then suddenly, like, you do a few hours of work and oh my god, it's like half the day is over. So I really was wasting a lot of my time away, and I decided to give that up at the moment. Well, like, because I just feel like I need to do something with my life, because I always dreamed about having a Lego city. That just feels like the most exciting thing, to have like a big room. But the problem is I don't have the room right now because of where we live. And in my mind, I was thinking like maybe I should just get everything now, so when we are able to move somewhere, I can set it up. But the thing is, I don't want to always just feel like I'm not reaching any goals. Like, I just felt like I wasn't doing anything to even get anywhere in life. I was just like stuck in the same place, and my mind was just like, oh yeah, whatever, I just do the same thing, and I didn't really give a damn about it, if that makes sense. So like right now I just feel like I'm so purposeful. Like, I feel like I've really found exciting things to do, like, that makes me really happy. Before I was just like, oh yeah, I'll just waste the day away and not do much. And now it's like, oh wow, I'm get up and I'm so pumped to write or edit my story, and then I do all these, like, I make a video. Usually I don't really have much plans about what I'm videoing about. It really is just what's on my mind, really. That's like what's on my mind is what I decide to film about. It's really like, I don't plan it or anything. I don't have like a list of ideas at the moment. I really should, but so sometimes I'll just be like, oh god, I can't think of anything to talk about because my mind is blank. But most times I'm going through doing something, and I love that whole document over create thing. It just really helps me, because it helps me figure out what I can talk about, and things just it's always so much easier to talk about things that I'm currently going through, my progress of things, rather than just coming up with random stuff that I not experienced at the moment, just for the sake of a video. So that's really cool. I just couldn't believe, like, for the past few weeks how much I've been able to save, and it really is just doing this writing project that has me, like, because I sometimes I'll leave the house at noon, and the less time I spend out, the less money I also spend. So before I would go maybe at 10 or 9 even, just to spend like a lot of time at like a lot of different places. Even though I miss that, sometimes I do miss that, but I feel really excited when I'm writing. So before, I kind of almost had this slight depression that it's like if I didn't go to a really grand new adventure every day, like new place, I felt like this sad depression that, oh, I'm just living the same day. Like my day is always the same, and it's kind of a little sad. And so I always try to do something different. And now I feel like doing this story has really given me a new sense of purpose, and it's really exciting because I haven't felt like that for a long time. And it's just maybe like it's because of my hoarding mentality. I have this thing where I want to keep everything. Like, having the story is really exciting because I've just realized that I've hoarded all my, it's like a silly way of putting it, hoarded all my memories and everything in one place. So it's like something that I'm really proud of looking at it, because usually I've written fictional stories in my teenagehood, a lot of them. I've written a lot of different fanfics. And what happens is, after a while, I get embarrassed about what I've written because I don't remember what I've written. That's the problem. Like, I don't read it for a while and I have no idea what I've written. So then I would get really embarrassed because I have no idea what I wrote about. It's like, oh god, the storyline probably suck, and so I'd be really in a panic and not know whether, like, what I wrote was good or not. Then I would just decide it's too embarrassing to read. So, but this is different because this I'm constantly improving it. Like, the amount of times I've read it is like really crazy, and the amount of times I've found better ways to describe something because I've read it 800 times is also really astounding, because I found that every time when I just write something in the beginning, it kind of sounds really awkward. Like, I'll read it back and go, oh god, did I really write that? Why does it sound so weird? And then I'll start to slowly figure out how to make things sound nicer. So it's like, oh, like, I don't know, just sometimes when you're writing for the first time, it really is hard to get it to sound perfect. You'll find that it's easy to just make words not flow very well. And when I read it the second time, sometimes it doesn't even click in. Third time, fourth time, by the like 10th time, sometimes I'll just be reading it while I'm upstairs, in bed or whatever, and I'll just find all these little errors or ways that I can improve, and I'll think of a word that sounds better in the situation. And that's what I've been really focusing on, is just improving it, because I want it to sound as nice as possible. And I've actually discovered there are some parts that really is funny, because it's like, am I rude to think that I'm funny sometimes? Because I don't think it's rude. I just, like, I'm laughing at my own freaking story because some sections are so funny, and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to just have this out so people can laugh about some of the hilarious things I wrote in there, because just some of the things are just so funny. Like, I don't know, it's like an exaggeration, I guess, of like an experience that, like, I just kind of exaggerated. I would say right now, like, it's like 90% of the story, like, well, actually 100% of the story is based on real life events, but 10% dialogue is kind of like just added in, because I don't know what I said back then, so I have to like make up some kind of dialogue, because that's gonna make it exciting. Even like it's like, I know I would have said that, but the dialogue might be like, oh, I said it in a special way. So that's kind of the fun part, because I get to, like, you know, come up with a dialogue, which back then, like, I know I would have said something like that, but it's probably not 100% what I said. So it's just like the dialogue is really cool. I'm really enjoying that. And one of my most exciting things is getting this narrated, and I just, like, can't imagine some of these funny parts. It's like, oh jeez. My favorite story has to be the sorry, my throat. One of my favorite stories is the turd story, because it's just like, every single time I tell it, it's so funny. I just can't freaking stop laughing. That, like, I was making a website for my boss, right, and it was like, the website was all about, like, putting turf on people's lawns and stuff. So on the side, I just wrote what I thought he wanted me to, and then one day he came to me. He was like, I was in this really, really serious meeting with my bosses, and I was showing them the website, and you said, we lay your lawn with turd instead of we lay your lawn with turf. And then he said, I was very embarrassed. And I just thought that was the funniest thing I've ever heard, because of the way he said that. Like, he just said, he put so much emphasis on the word embarrassed that I just was laughing inside. Couldn't help but laugh inside, but I didn't show it. Like, I was like, oh, sorry. It's like, you know, it's like, I didn't want to be fired there, because if I did, I probably would have, because he was really serious. It was just so funny, because just the way he said that. But anyway, that's one of the stories that's on this thing, and there's a lot of other things that's really fun. I mean, like, the first part of the story is quite serious and sad, even, like, it's very, very tragically kind of, it's like the worst part is in the first few sections, if you know what I mean. Like, the first 2 chapters, I think, is the most tragic parts, and it can be a little difficult for me to write those because of the memories, and I had to, like, look through documents to kind of confirm some of the events. But after that, it was much more lighter, and, like, I was able to add more. Like, even though I had to write a lot about my struggles in life, like anxiety and stuff, which is obviously not the most pleasant memories, but it's just mostly I wanted to write about how I was able to overcome it, or what struggles I went through and how I was able to overcome it. So that's really, really exciting for me to be able to do that. I really felt like I might be able to help some people by writing all these experiences, because of course when you go through a lot of trauma, it does affect you later on, and a lot of mental health problems come up, and a lot of fear and anxiety. It's like one of the main things in my life that I have to deal with is just the fear and anxiety. So that's something I enjoyed writing about, just because of how I was able to find some kind of help, and how I was able to improve from my early days where I couldn't go outside at all, and I couldn't even move from the couch because I was in so much, like, stress and anxiety. I would just be like fully, like, feeling anxious. Like, I couldn't even, like, leave the house. I was terrified. And now I'm no longer like that. So that's really, really great. I was able to overcome that. I wrote basically my whole journey of how I was able to get through that, which is really cool, because I do remember at one stage I was afraid to even eat a slice of watermelon. It was difficult because of my horrible anxiety that came with this horrible nauseous feeling that I just couldn't get rid of. Until then I discovered ginger, and it really helped me. So that's something that I write about. That's really exciting, that I was able to find something that helps me. Not exciting that I had the anxiety. It's exciting I found help. So that's one thing. And then I also write a lot about negative self-esteem and how I was like, what I used to feel like, and now how I've been able to turn that around as well. That's really cool. Like, that's some of my favorite things to write about, because of just how much I've been able to improve my own self-esteem over the past 10 years. It's been made a huge difference. Like, I feel so differently about myself now than I did 10 years ago. Even though I'm not where I want to be yet, I still feel like I'm doing so much better. So that's really exciting. That's one of the things. So you can all look forward to that. You can look forward to that when I publish this book, because yeah, I've been talking so much about it. I bet like hopefully it's starting to create some kind of hype. Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea how it's going, because as recording this, probably this video won't be up for another few months. So that's going to be really interesting. Yeah. Really got to drink this coffee before it cools down, because I don't know why. I don't know if you've ever had this issue that to me, I love drinking really hot, warm coffee. I love drinking iced coffee. Room temperature coffee is like, ew, disgusting. Like, I don't know what about it. I love to ask like some kind of science person that that studies the taste buds to tell me why room temperature coffee tastes so horrible, even though the cold ones are really great and the hot ones are really great. Why is it like the room temperature ones taste so horrible? Well, anyway, I really hope you have a really wonderful day. I'm going to finish my coffee and then do more editing, make my thumbnails and all that. So yeah, hopefully I'll chat to you soon.